Is officially no trades?
Officially, we did not make a trade. We evaluated several things over the last few weeks, and I was never comfortable with anything that I tried to present because I didn't get the response on the other side, nor was I comfortable with anything that was presented to me. And I just think that it's a situation where we've got a few things happening with our team. Raja Bell is rejoining us. We will have that veteran influence that we like that he brings. And what that really means is we're going to play out the rest of this season and continue to evaluate the talent level that we have and get into a position then to make some moves this summer and improve the ball club through the draft and through the summertime activities.
I think did you say last night that you might be involved in free agency over the summer? But how would you do that if you're at the cap?
See, I think I don't. We didn't have that conversation, but I was talking to a couple of other guys and said that there might be something today where we were considering whether to go after something with cap space, and that cap space would then open things up where you would have a much bigger opportunity to go sign a free agent. As it is now, we don't have a lot of money to get into the free agent market. And we'll have to either create more money this summer and do that, or we're going to be limited in what we can do in that capacity.
You obviously had teams like Houston adding talent and salary. You had Knicks and other teams subtracting salary.
Right.
Where was your stance?
Well, we were looking at trying to add talent, and I did think that most of the activity that was going to go on would be cap motivated, at least on one side of the deals that would be made, and there were quite a few of those. And as you say, Houston added talent, and that was one of the things that they wanted to do, obviously, or they wouldn't have done the deal. And a lot of other teams went after that cap space. I'm more about adding talent here, but we're going to have to do some things this summer to get that accomplished. And if we move somebody and create space this summer and then go after a free agent, that's one way to accomplish it. If we are in a situation where there isn't money there, then we're going to trade somebody, and of course the draft will be another thing that will add to our basketball team.
You have a lot of injured players on your roster. Does that concern you? I mean, do you not want to move any of them to get?
It doesn't concern me about the number of free agents or last year players that are on our current roster. There'll be opportunities to have discussions over the summer with their agents, and we will have some decisions to make with respect to how many of those guys stay and what we can accomplish with them.
Very obviously, Houston added a contract with Jeffries, but also got Jordan Hill, possibly 2 number ones. Could you have gotten into something like that and added a contract, but also picked up some things while you're doing it?
I talked to New York in particular at length, and I talked to Houston at length. And we were not in a position to be able to accomplish what they accomplished. And I think it relates more to the level of talent and to the guys that they were dealing with and that we were dealing with. I think as you look at adding certain players, particularly those of youth, we're going to draft 2 more guys this summer, one in the first round and one in the second. And it's okay to add younger players as you go along, and supplementing your team through the draft is always important. But I would have preferred to have found a veteran that we could have added to this team and then made a move, and I wasn't in a position to be able to give up what it would take to do that.
Were there guys that were specifically off limits during these talks as
Yes.
far as your end?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah,
share with us?
I've said a few things in the past. A week or 10 days ago, I said I wasn't going to trade Monte and that I wasn't going to trade Steph. And there were other guys that I didn't want to trade. And that'll be consistent this summer in terms of there will be an evaluation after the season. We'll decide who we would not trade and who we would not want to trade. But in all honesty, if we get into the trade market and improve the team, you're probably going to trade somebody you don't want to trade.
What's your evaluation of Steph with Monte as a backcourt for the long term?
I'll answer that in 2 ways. Evaluation of Steph to begin with is that each 2 or 3 weeks he's a better basketball player, and he's showing all the things. You can't go into a draft and say, well, I know exactly what this guy's going to do every moment. And I can't say that you know exactly what he's going to be in 6 months or the second year, but you have a great indicator if you can scout a guy and see what you think he can do. He's lived up to our expectations. He's gotten better every 2 or 3 weeks. He's showing that he's a point guard with his passing skills and the things that he does. He's had a few off shooting nights, like everybody saw the Los Angeles game, for example. But all in all, he's doing an outstanding job for us. The fact that he is playing with Monte when Monte gets back and has been playing with him doesn't really disturb me all that much, because we're seeing the league go to smaller and smaller lineups from time to time. When we played Dallas, they had Jason Terry on the floor with Jason Kidd a lot, and you see quite a bit of that in teams. And having those two operate together, I'm pleased with what they're doing.